Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us. We wanted to share a spotlight on our law update, focusing specifically on one of our fastest regional growing practices, which is antitrust and competition. We have a great edition this month. We cover main competition rules in the region, but most importantly, we also cover breaking news alert on UAE because it issued its long-awaited turnover threshold we were waiting it since last year, and it had a lot of reactions from everyone all over the world. And so a law update really covers a series of all of these different topics, including as well, we have a multi-jurisdictional article on Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, UAE, and Jordan as well. And it covers also additional updates on the region on competition. And so now joining me today is our founder, Essam Tamimi, who Essam has been a strong advocate for our competition practice from the beginning and who's shown keen interest on its development and evolution and has been following up closely on all the latest legislations. Essam, thank you for joining.
Mariam, thank you very much.
So now that we've seen that there's been this Arab surge of changes in competition regimes since 2019 with Saudi, with Kuwait, and then Egypt and UAE, it's a little bit like an Arab Spring situation. And so there's been clear changes of competition regimes. Do you think this is now we're actually at a turning point in competition in our region?
There has been a big transformation in the legislation throughout the region. And it's actually walks side to side with the economic growth that this region have witnessed over the last 5-10 years. And therefore, I'm not surprised when competition comes into the picture because it's involved protection of consumers, enhancing quality. And the region here has been inviting and been very successful in attracting foreign investments, medium and large investors, multinational corporations, that they either setting up in this region or investing with the local partners. And therefore, having a competition law to deal with mergers, acquisition, and creating an even playing field for everyone is an importance for the stability and the growth of this market. And the good laws, and I have reviewed some of them, they are balanced law. There's not overprotections laws that basically scares people. And the main aim of them is to ensure quality of services and goods and ensure that the consumer protected. And then the market is open to all investors. So it's actually been a welcomed move. And it's also in line with the international requirements and international laws. And that's trend, and we welcome internationally by most of the regions here. And it's also comes in line with what they're doing when it comes to company laws, investments laws, and the industrial laws. All it has been revamped and modernized. So I'm not surprised that the competition laws also comes in and to fill in that gap. And one thing that you see that's in the market today, Mariam, and you witness it in your practice, is that for the first time, I could say that the economy here in this region become matured. And when become matured, and then I think having a good competition law is needed.
Yeah, absolutely not. And I completely agree with you. And actually, another point, so the surge is really interesting because now you have the Arab Competition Network that was established and it has 17 members of Arab countries. And I wouldn't be surprised if more Arab countries enter. And it's going to be interesting to see how they all harmonize their laws together because everything impacts global deals. So you have a lot of interest from global investors and global deals on having, okay, how these new rules impact on our deals in our region. And it'll be interesting to see how the Arab Competition Network also, they group together, compare notes, and improve as well on that point.
And I'm glad you said this because when it comes to competition law, it's an international vocabulary. You need to fly the same altitude as other countries. You cannot just have a local competition law. Then you basically will be out of the league. You will be flying on your own. Competition law is an international language. It's basically need to be balanced what's happening internationally when it comes to mergers, acquisitions, and dealing with products. And getting the 17 countries, and hopefully they will become even bigger. It's very important to ensure that they basically exchange information and data about this to ensure that whatever they do is ranks with the international standards. Something important, in my opinion, for every large corporation working on antitrust and competition law. And it's also an importance for any open economy that welcome international investors. So it works for the private sector as well as the consumers. And the UAE actually has been extremely good in implementing the law. It's very balanced, and the authority behind it, which is the Ministry of Economy and Commerce, it's watching what's happening and trying to implement the law only when it's needed and not in every instance.
I think this will give a lot of comfort as well to international companies and businesses. The word you said, which is protectionist. It's not a protection. It's not here to just stop and curb. UAE is very pro-investment. So
yeah. UAE actually the opposite. It's extremely pro-investments, and if you see that most of there's in the last 2.5 years, there's about 300 laws have been either amended or revamped. All of them works toward progression, opening the UAE market, trying to encourage foreign investment, trying to encourage local investors to even invest abroad. So the attitude has been pro-business, but having a good competition law at the side is also important to ensure that basically the quality of the business and the fair play of everyone is also applied by the legislator.
So I want to actually go on another point that is actually related, which I found really interesting on an initiative of Dubai Chamber. But first of all, congratulations on your appointment as a board member of Dubai International Chamber.
Thank you.
Can you tell us a little bit about this appointment and the role?
It's mainly actually a thinking tank where they have invited, and I'll be actually honored to be sitting beside some of the very smart businessmen, consultants, and people who comes from different industries, and CEOs who runs the big corporations, consultants who drives and advise corporations, mixed nationalities, that's the beauty of it. That the idea, I think, of Dubai government and Dubai Chamber of Commerce is to have those people who either advise clients such as myself and assist investors to come to the UAE, or people who is involved in business or advise in an advisory field, is to share their thoughts and ideas with the governments of how they could be better. So the whole idea is to advise the governments and papers that could go up to the legislators and the governments. And it has twofold. One is in attracting investments into the UAE and see how we could prepare the market here to make it friendly for investors to come in and set up. And as well as trying to see what challenges local and international businesses having as they establish here or already established, to see how the governments could help them to eliminate those challenges or to deal with them. And the UAE's attitude has shifted like this with this attitude, and I could witness it over the last 10 years. We see it in the UAE company law, the UAE agency law. And I think UAE has a huge ambition to do more and to hear people who advise the stakeholders and know about the issues, the problem. And this is actually an extremely positive attitude of the authority. We have a upcoming meeting actually in a week. So I hopefully I'll learn more what's the intention. There is already very ambitious and very thought of paper that has been shared with us for issues that we need to be discussed and debate about and advise and share our view. And I'm sure they will raise it up with the governments to do something about it. Although the market here, as far as I'm concerned, has actually grown and become extremely friendly to business, local, international. But I'm very happy to see that the government's even thinking of doing more. And that's the whole idea, is just a think tanks to debate and think about issues.
So when you said that there are topics to be discussed, I probably want to bring your attention to one particular mandate, which I found really interesting within the Dubai Chamber's initiatives, which links it to competition law, which is economic, so market intelligence.
Yes.
There's been a focus. So among the pillars of the initiatives is a focus on market intelligence for businesses to derive the data that they need to be able to understand their product market, their services, and proper analysis in the market. And competition law has economics at its heart. And you need to have access to data just to allow you to run any analysis that you need and all of that. So seeing that as part of the initiatives was great. So maybe that's a point of topic.
Funny is you mentioned this, Mariam, because I actually circulated around this topic, the market intelligence, because I am a huge believer that for any initiative to be successful, you need to have the data. And for them actually to invite us to be part of this council and the board and the chamber. But at the same time, they want to engage even more in finding more market intelligence about what the market needs and the market. That I thought it was a very positive item on the agenda. And I actually have a view, and I'm going to contribute to the meeting about how important that market intelligence, especially when today we all know that the business and the environment around us is moving so fast.
Yeah.
So the market intelligence is going to be obsolete. And in the past, we used to talk about years. Today, we're probably going to be obsolete within weeks.
Yeah.
Depending how the market's basically. So I was very interested that they actually have it on the agenda as well.
Yeah, I think economists, competition practitioners all together are going to really be interested in these initiatives. And as a whole, the whole initiative sounds really promising. And again, we're really excited for what's to come, whether it's the surge of the competition regimes in the region. It's great to be a competition practitioner now. Thank you for
I'm also honored to be part of very smart people on the team.
Yeah, amazing. No, thank you so much. And then we have a lot of other podcasts that we have planned with our team from Egypt, Saudi, Kuwait. So stay tuned for that. But thank you so much, Essam, for joining us.
Thank you, Mariam, for joining us, and good luck for your day today.
Thank you.